Hi everyone, this is Ivan Marchena, Chief Communication Officer at Lens. And imagine something for a moment. Imagine getting a loan without ever going to a bank. No paperwork, no income checks, no waiting for weeks just to hear no. Now imagine this. Loans are given by people, not banks. Everything is run by code, not by people in suites. No manager, no middleman. Just the system. This isn't some idea from the future. It's already happening right here. And if you never look into DeFi or peer-to-peer lending, this video is for you. What are DeFi and peer-to-peer? How are they different from banks? Let's start with how traditional banks work. Banks take money from people who save. Then they lend that money to other people for higher interest. They keep a big chunk of the profit. You get just a small part. For example, you may earn 1% interest on your saving, while the bank charges 10% on a loan. That's a 9% difference, and the bank keeps it. But here is the question. Why do we need banks in the middle at all? That's where peer-to-peer and DeFi come in. With peer-to-peer lending, people like me and you can lend money directly to other people or businesses through a platform, no bank involved. With DeFi, it's similar, but everything runs on smart contracts. That means no one can change the rules. It's all written in code, and it all happens on the blockchain. So what's the point of both? It's simple. We cut out the middleman and give more control back to the people. Peer-to-peer and DeFi make lending faster, fairer, and more transparent. Why this matters? Right now, let me tell you why this matters so much today. In the last 2 years, we've seen how unstable traditional banking really is. Banks have collapsed. Loan conditions change too fast. People were locked out of their accounts. And if you ever try to refinance, you know it can be a painful, slow process. Now, let's compare that to DeFi and peer-to-peer. With a bank, the loan terms can change anytime, and you don't get a say. With DeFi or peer-to-peer, the terms are written in code and can be changed after the deal is legal. So what's the point of both? It's simple. We cut out the middleman and give more control back to the people. Peer-to-peer and DeFi makes lending faster, fairer, and more transparent. Why this matters? Right now, let me tell you why. In the last 2 years, we have seen how unstable traditional banking really is. Banks have collapsed. Loan conditions changed too fast. People were locked out of their accounts. And if you ever try to refinance, you know it can be a painful, slow process. Now, let's compare that to DeFi and P2P. With a bank, the loan term can change anytime, and you don't get a say. With DeFi or P2P, the terms are written in code and can be changed after the deal is live. With DeFi or P2P, the terms are written in code and can be changed after the deal is live. Banks always have middlemen, people or institution between you and your money. DeFi and P2P remove the middleman completely. It's just you and the other side. Banks are closed systems. You don't know what's happening behind the scenes. DeFi runs on the blockchain. Everything is public and easy to check. And finally, banks take 5 to 10 days to process a loan. With DeFi or P2P, it takes just a few clicks. And when you add Web3 to all of this, believe me, it gets even better. Here's how. In Web3, everything is stored on chain. So it's not about promises anymore. It's about proof. You can see every transaction. You don't have to trust, you can verify. That's a big shift. and it's already happening. P2P versus DeFi. What should you choose? So, should you choose P2P or DeFi? Here's the thing. P2P and DeFi are not enemies. They are two sides of the same movement. They both give people more control over their money, but they are made for different kinds of users. And they are at different stage of development. Let's start with P2P. P2P is focused on the real world. It connects your money to real businesses. Small factories, local stores, warehouses, equipment, land. P2P platform also do legal checks. They verify the business. They secure the loan with real assets. For example, how it works on our platform Aliens. The borrower is a real company. The loan is recorded on chain. The collateral might be equipment, land, or commercial real estate. For example, how it works on our platform Aliens. The borrower is a real company. The loan is recorded on chain. The collateral might be equipment, land, or commercial real estate. Now, let's talk about DeFi. DeFi is more like a toolbox. You choose the protocol, you calculate the APY, you manage the risks yourself. There is no support team, no regulator, no one to ask, hey, where is my money? For experienced users, DeFi is amazing, fast, flexible, full control. But for beginners, it can be confusing and risky. That's why we are starting to see hybrid platforms like Aliens. It's a mix of Web 2 and Web 3. You get a simple interface like in a bank, but behind the scenes, everything runs on blockchain tech. This isn't about choosing one or the other. It's about having both. And we believe that where the future is hit, a future without banks, is it really possible? Let's be honest. Banks today are like all push button funds. They still work, but they are slow, expensive, and outdated. And worst of all, they don't give you control over your own money. We are already living in a world of direct services. We order taxis without calling a dispatcher. We book flights without going to the ticket office. We send money without stepping into a branch. So why should loans still be stuck in the past? Let me show you how it works now. You open your crypto wallet, visit a lending platform, see a list of real businesses that need funding. Choose one that makes sense to you. Invest $500. A month later, you get your interest. That's it. No paperwork, no bank manager, no waiting. Everything is recorded on the blockchain. Everything is transparent. No promises, just code. And if you are already in, you are still early. More people are joining. More real world businesses are using it. And the tools are getting better every day. So yes, a future without banks isn't just possible. It's already on the way. What should you do now? If you are tired of stock market swings, if crypto feels like house with a huge volatility and rug pulls, and if banks feel cold and lifeless, then maybe it's time to look at something new. P2P and DeFi aren't just trends. They are a whole new way to think about money. A system where your money actually works for you, where you know exactly what you are investing in, where you don't need to ask permissions because you are in control. Want to see how it works in real life? Take a look at how our platform Aliens is built. We work with real businesses. Every loan is backed by real collateral. Every deal is recorded on chain, and average returns are between 18 and 25% per year. This isn't a dream about financial freedom. This is a real path toward it. That's a new economy where people like you and me get to write the rules.